And welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance with your host, Pitmarthroy. In the last episode, we tackled Chapter 1, and in this episode, we're going to continue with Chapter 2, Rescue. Even though I said we'd be starting with Chapter 3 next episode, that's because I thought the prologue was Chapter 1, but they called it prologue, so Chapter 2 it is! So, now we're actually going to get this introduction to this character right here named Rise. He is a healer, essentially. He's pretty useful. There's one other one you get in the game, and a lot of people either like Rise or they like the other healer. And I don't want to spoil anything too much, so. Which, I like them both, but I think I like the other healer more. I don't have anything against Rise. I used him the first time I played the game. And he was pretty useful there. But apparently he had a fever, but now it's healed. He'll be recuperating for a little while longer, but at least he's out and about. That's always good. And then she tells you right there you're our sole staff wielder, so. And she has, this is this paper letter. This letter for you. Went out for a walk around the yard, and a man I've never seen before came up and said, "Give this to the Red Trust Knight." That's weird. I imagine it's a thank you letter from the people of Chaldea or something to that effect. Yeah, probably. What? How dare they? Yeah, what did the letter say? For combat? Yeah, seriously, what did the letter say? Whatever. I thought he always walks around with a staff, even though in the picture he doesn't have anything. Mist and Rolf, they taken by bandits. Wait, hold up! You didn't know 5 seconds ago what was going on. How come you know now? Whatever. Earlier by the gate, a man asked me to deliver letters from a group of bandits. Dude, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, they want revenge for Chaldea. Yeah, seriously, taking little kids as hostages? Like, have you no shame? Yeah, Ike, you can't just leave, dude. Okay, apparently they are gonna leave. Alright, fine, whatever. The road forks here. Oh, let's see, north is nice, east is least, west is best. We go west! Then they start fighting. Like, I can't believe you're actually coming with us. And it's left forked. Left forked? Whatever, left fork in the road. I'm still talking. Shut up, Boyd. We're leaving you behind. No, we already did leave you behind, Boyd. The bandit hold. Yeah, it's just us. Besides, Titania only killed like 2 units, and neither one of them were the boss, so. Oh, please, there's only like 10 of these guys. So now instead of having to use a vulner each time to heal yourself, we have Rise for backup in case we need him. Though, don't let him get hit, because he's got literally no defense. I mean it, like whenever I show his character bio, he has no defense. So, don't let him get hit, because he also has low speed, so he will get doubled as well. Alright, this victory is route, so basically what you need to do is kill all the enemy units. You don't have to just kill the boss, you have to beat everybody. So, just keep that in mind. So, like I said, Rise is a healer, and see, I said no defense. I wasn't kidding. He has no defense. He's got good resistance, so if he ever gets hit by a mage, he'll probably be okay, but still, don't let him get hit. But yeah, he is a priest, so he's a healer, basically. Later on, if you class him up, he can use light magic, and I think he's the only character in the game that you can get that actually can use light magic. At least off the top of my head, he's the only one. But he's a healer. He's actually pretty useful. A lot of people like him over the other healer. Some people don't. But if you prefer the other healer, then you're not going to want to use the heal staff too much because it takes a long while before you can actually buy them to use them. So just try to be careful about that. He's got a skill called Serenity, which has the biorhythm effects. Boyd's got one called Tempest that'll double the biorhythm. I didn't go over that, but yeah, that one will double the biorhythm. So yeah, pretty straightforward. So just don't let him get attacked and he'll serve you pretty well. So first thing you do is always have Oscar attack this unit right here because he'll always do no damage. At least every time I've played this game, he's never done any damage to me. He'll hit you, probably. Oh no, he missed, but even if he hits, it'll flash a little sign right there. It'll say no damage, so even then he can't really do anything. Alright, so we're going to have Ike attack this guy because he probably has better evasion. 558, and Boyd will be 786. Yeah, Ike's got better evasion, so even if he does have less HP, it's only by 2, so it's not that bad. And then we'll finish him off with Boyd. Hopefully. Boyd might miss. He might. I don't know. We're gonna see. No, nope, he didn't miss. Okay, good. And just make sure Rise isn't gonna get hit by any of these units. And since Oscar can't get damaged, I'm just gonna move him straight forward and leave him there. And then that's clearly where Mist and Rolf are being held, so alright, let's see what the enemy can do. Oh, please. 3 damage? That's just sad, dude. You call yourself a swordsman. And then this guy's gonna attack Oscar and basically kill himself, so I probably don't have to say this to actual human players, but if you go up and try to attack a unit and you're not gonna do any damage, don't even bother attacking. But anyway. And that was pretty good. Strength and speed. That's primarily what I want him to get. Defense isn't too big a deal to me. I like having a higher speed than I do defense. And no, we don't have to go over the stats tutorial because I already explained how they work. And if I need to use it, I will, but since I don't right now, I'm not going to worry about it. If Boyd can kill this guy... No, he can't double him. Okay, fine. You can just be that way. Alright, that'll work. Now Boyd has enough power to kill him. Provided he doesn't miss. Which hopefully he won't, but, you know. That's always a possibility unless the hit percentage is 100. I've missed at 93% before. It's possible. And I want him to get some level up so he can get some speed increase so he actually can start doubling enemies. And good, he got speed increase. You'll find that he very rarely gets defense increase, though. And you gotta be careful with him because if you send him out in the middle of the battlefield and he doesn't have a lot of defense, he'll probably take quite a bit of damage from a lot of attacks. And we'll get rid of this guy next turn. Now you'll notice he actually attacked me in the hedge, and there's a reason why he did that instead of like just attacking me in another spot. Because if you actually hide in the thicket, you can see where it's got just above where the clear weapon is, it says plain and it says AVO defense and MDF where it's got 000. Now you notice if I move it over to where it says thicket, the AVO goes down by 10, which is I think average, and then defense goes up by 1. So basically, you'll see that I'll actually be doing a little bit less damage. Normally I think Ike would be doing 10 or 11 times 2, but here he's only doing 9. And it's probably more effective against a unit like Boyd, who has a lower hit percentage, but Boyd was doing 77 to that other unit, and he's only doing 74 now. And for the most part, it's not too effective to hide in the bush, but for some units, it's actually really smart. There's also a heal hedge, which does the same thing, but if you stay on this, it'll actually heal you a little bit on the start of your turn. I think only by like 2 or 3%, though, so not that big a deal. And then we have a conversation. If you talk to Ike with Titania, she'll just say, forget it for now, and we'll talk about it later. And I'm just going to move Titania over here, because like I said, I don't want her getting any of the EXP. So let me go ahead and show off the staff, even though I don't really need to use it just yet. That's all it does. Now, it won't heal you all the way every time. It just depends on the healer's magic power, because that determines how much it'll heal you by. It says right here, 10 HP plus the wielder's magic converted to HP to a target unit. So, Rise can heal 20 HP right now, which is actually pretty good. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. Boyd's the lowest level, so he probably should be getting the kill here. Now, it seems like I'm saying use every unit, but after a while I will very rarely accept more units. I like to use most of the beginning units, but a lot of the later ones I don't use, really. I'll just move Ike up here, and Oscar up here. Now, the boss does move, just as a heads up, so don't think he won't. Now, if you're going to go ahead and use Rise, you might want to do unnecessary healing like this, where you restore 1 HP, because he'll get the same amount of experience for each healing, no matter how little or how much it restores in HP. So what that essentially means is, whenever a unit gets a level up, and they get a level up in HP, since it doesn't give you that HP to start with, like if Boyd went from 30 HP to 31 from a level up, he wouldn't get that 31 points. He'd still be at 30, he'd just have another slot on the bar, and then you could just use that to heal him. And that actually worked out really well, because that enemy was holding a steel axe, so I am able to keep that, so that's good. Okay, that guy cannot reach Boyd. Okay, nobody can reach him. Okay, I'm just going to put Ike right here, because this guy will be able to reach Ike, but these two won't, so that way Ike won't get attacked a whole bunch all at once. And put Oscar right here, put Titania on the heal hedge, even though she doesn't need it. And then we'll let the enemies attack. Oh, if only he had 1 more strength, he probably could have killed that guy. How's Oscar doing in EXP? 26. Just go ahead and let Ike get the kill, I guess, just so he can level up again. Since Ike is your main character, you do want to focus on leveling him up a little bit more than everybody else, but always keep supported units leveled up too. I like to try to keep them fairly balanced. But if you're playing this on normal mode, you can get Ike up to level 20 in like the first 4 chapters or something like that. It's ridiculous how fast he can level up if you let him solo the entire levels. And we'll put Oscar right here. Since that's a swordsman, he's going to have the advantage on the weapon triangle, so that's why I'm doing that. Couldn't have Rise heal Boyd, even though Boyd probably won't be of much use for the rest of the chapter, because the boss uses axes, so he doesn't have a weapon triangle advantage anymore. Or at least not on this map. Yeah, see, he didn't even do any damage, so putting Oscar there was a good choice. Alright, so boss, let's go over him really quickly. He actually drops a speed wing, which increases the user's speed. Now, really quickly, like I said, Ike will get a lot of speed upgrades, and Boyd probably won't get as many. So you'd be thinking, oh, well, since Ike's got a lot of speed, let's go ahead and give it to him just to increase it a little more. Actually, that's not a good idea. You should give it to Boyd, because Ike, when he gets to level 20, he will probably max out his speed. In Fire Emblem, they usually call it capping one of your stats, which means getting it as high as you possibly can. After a while, it will flash green, and that's basically, oh, well, this is as high as it can go. It can't go any higher up, no matter what you do. So you probably want to give it to a unit that's actually lacking in speed as opposed to one that has a lot of speed. So that's why. And I'm actually going to use Titania to trade with Ike, because Ike has an iron axe that he doesn't need. And we can just give him the... Actually, let's give him the steel sword, just in case. I doubt we're going to need it, but just in case. I'd rather not be left in a position where I'd say, oh, I don't need it, and then I end up needing it really badly just to get that one or two more points of damage. Now you'll notice if you equipped it the minute you got it in the previous level, that it may not be doubling the units. It might be like 11 damage instead of 9, but it'll just say 11 as opposed to 9 times 2. Because the weapon is heavier. So it's harder to get double attacks in. Because I think I went over the weight already of the swords. Like, you can see right here the difference between iron and steel. The weight on it over there for the iron sword is 7, but the weight on this one is 12. And even though the might is stronger on it, it goes from 5 to 8. The hit also goes down as well. The hit on this is 90, but only 75 on this one. So it is a little different. Not too much. And it, like I said, it won't matter as much as you once you get higher levels and it progresses on. But you still need to be pretty careful with it. And I think I'm going to let Oscar have this level up, so I'm going to go ahead and have Ike attack. And that should leave him with 1 HP. Oh, never mind. I got a critical hit, so he tripled his damage. So, yeah, he died. Never mind. I guess Ike wanted that level up. Oh, well, he's not getting it. Well, he wanted to kill the boss, and he did. And he gets the speed wing, so we'll trade that over to Boyd whenever we can. You actually can't do that next level because Boyd won't be in the next chapter. But oh well. Can we argue about this later? Let's go get Mist and Rolf out of the shack. She says, well, we'll just leave him to the commander, Grail. But we rounded the entire map. How did that guy survive? Whatever. Yeah, exactly. You touch one of them, you're dead. Yeah, go ahead and start with a girl. At least we get a cool archer with Rolf. This is a classic stupidity move. They're gonna put down their weapons, and what's gonna happen? He's gonna attack them anyway. So now you're all unarmed, which means all I can do is... Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, what the... Okay, that was weird. Please tell me he didn't die. He just fainted. Rolf, get up. Yeah, I know that guy's dead. Oh, he got shot by an arrow. Oh, okay. Unknown. You can actually kind of see his outline. But that is a sniper shining on this guy over here, Gatry or Gotry. I feel bad for this poor guy because he ran all the way here and he's in full body armor. And he didn't even do anything either. See, that's why if I had to be a character, I'd be like a sniper or somebody with really high speed. I wouldn't be somebody that had to run around on the battlefield in full armor. Because that'd just be terrible. Oh, this in the end I got to feather someone, so it was worth the rush. And Gatry's like, all I did was sweat. That was hard work. Well, at least you got your exercise in for the day. That was funny. Poor Gotry. I always call him Gatry, so if it's pronounced Gotry, I apologize, but I just call him Gatry. Very rarely will actual dialogue tell you how to pronounce their name, unless they're a main character. Or sometimes it's just really obvious, like Mist or Rolf or Boyd or Oscar. But then you get really strange names, like some people say Titanian, some people say Titania. But anyway, next time on Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, we are going to tackle Chapter, not 4, 3, I'm not going to get it wrong, Pirates of Ground. See you guys then.